What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another Dark Avenger comic book review. We have tons of books this week. We got a lot. 23?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, we have a lot of books this week. My hair is a mess. I apologize for that. Bed hair. But anyway, we got 23 books this week. Man, we never leave the 20s, do we?
Nope.
Even when we think we're about to reach the 20s, we didn't. I didn't get to do a a haul this week on Comic Frontline. Hopefully next week I will have my haul up. Literally, I got my Midtown books today. I do have Heathen. Will not be part of the review. That beard, though. What, you like my beard? I thought first you guys say I should grow it, then you complain I do. Nobody's ever happy with my beards.
Well, you got a haircut finally after that thing that was
the
going
big
on up
fluff
there.
up here.
That whole big thing that was going on up there, just poof, just gone now. Now it's my turn. I gotta get it done.
So anyway, we got a lot of books this week. What were these books? What week were these books released? Jeez.
Ironic, with 23 books, they were released on August 23rd, 2017. 23 for 23. Would you look at that? How you doing?
Look at that. How you doing?
All right, so
I'd be happy if Mike shaved some of his.
you know what? You want me to go bald now?
Maybe you should.
No, I'm too young for that. All right, so as always.
I'm sorry. I want to just really quickly. We're doing this as a live show again. Obviously,
yeah.
We're doing it as a live show again. I want to thank everybody who's here. I set this up and it took a little while. So thank you to Alan, Alens. We got Joey in the comments. Who else was in the comments? I know Tevye was in the beginning. And Shamar was popped in at the very beginning. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the comic review show. Hopefully other people will be popping in as the show moves forward. Now, going into this week's books, I really wasn't that disappointed. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like the books kind of went from one point to another, like A being done.
Like I would say for me, like there was a few, well, there are two, but the others weren't that bad, really.
Gotta see where it goes. You forgot. No, I didn't. Layla's, that's her name, Alan, is Joey.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Going into this week's books, we got Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue number 18. I enjoyed this issue. The Power Rangers work with this woman from the government who wants to actually work with the Power Rangers more often. And we find out that Finster is actually on Earth. We don't know where Rita is. Hi.
Oh, hi?
She said hi. That's hi. We don't know where Rita is, but Finster is on a vacation. And I'll tell you one thing. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comic definitely makes Finster really dark. They really did darken up Finster a lot. I like it because I like the development for the character. I'm really enjoying this book. I'm glad now that the team is kind of working together. You don't see that kind of like, oh, the team versus Tommy versus team. But one thing I will say about this book that I noticed is it kind of is one of those comics that it just keeps rolling. It just keeps going as the time moves on. So if you haven't been reading right along, you won't be terribly, terribly lost. We know we're in a new arc because the Draken arc is over. But at the same time, it continues directly after the Draken story arc. So it goes right after it. So I would definitely recommend staying on top of this series. But again, that's up to you guys. I'm enjoying Mighty Morphin Power Rangers a lot. I'm really glad it's my childhood brought to comic form. So, Plastic issue number 5. Thank God it's over. I don't feel dirty for reading this series anymore. So, Edwin gets Virginia back. Then he gets shot. Then the bad guy gets away. But Edwin makes the ultimate sacrifice. Welcome to the controlled chaos here. Your popcorn and anti-Carnage spray. It's free for the first show. I like the ending. I like the finite part of the ending, and I like how the girl that was with him all this time ends up changing her name to Virginia. What's up, Justin? What's going on, man? Welcome to the Dark Avenger comic book review show. So WWE.
Oh,
that's yours, but I read it too. WWE number 8.
Yep. The adventure continues with Dean Ambrose and Sasha Banks that are being chased by the Wyatt family. And I gotta admit, though, it was really chaotic when the Wyatt family was chasing them and all that. Then I believe Braun Strowman was the one that was going after Dean Ambrose.
What's up, Comically Flawed? What's going on, man?
Yeah, but I think it was Braun Strowman, wasn't it? Or was it one of the
Bray Wyatt? No, Bray Wyatt.
Oh, was Bray Wyatt?
And then Brock Lesnar attacked him.
No, I know, but that was after that.
Right.
And then Sasha Banks.
What's up, Jesse? We got JLS in the comments.
Yeah, and then we had Sasha Banks who was going after Charlotte with the big monster truck and everything. But yeah,
I gotta tell you one thing though: the comics definitely make Charlotte look pretty. Because in reality, she pretty much is not that at all.
Well, sometimes she is. I mean, there were other times, you know. There are times.
There were never times.
Well, anyway, yeah. But Brock Lesnar does meet him at the airlines, and Dean Ambrose traps him in there because he has a Money in the Bank match where he wins. Now, the next story arc is the Roman Empire.
I don't like this. See, it looks like the comics are only following the Shield. We had Seth Rollins. We just had Dean Ambrose. Now we're going into Roman Reigns.
Oh, and the second story was about The Undertaker facing Kamala, and Paul Bear's like saying, oh, yeah, he will make you. And then he goes, rest in peace. So, or it was kind of in the second one. But it was actually pretty cool. Here's a new one that actually, and I was surprised
I knew Michael was going to want this one.
And there's a reason why I like it, actually. Angry Birds Furious Fowl. This is the first issue of the new volume of Angry Birds. There's a reason why I like it and why I don't like it. I like it.
Like it and don't like it.
There are 4 stories. And I like how smart and cute they were. 2 stories that from the movie version and 2 stories of the original version. Which is what I liked because they probably heard me. So basically, like the first one of the movie version was just him going for movie roles, being a monster and everything, and then all that turned out to be all over the place. Second story was about Matilda with peace and harmony because she can never find peace because she's trying to meditate and stuff like that.
I agree, Alan. I did see the end of WWE. I did see that John Cena overpowered Roman Reigns. You opened your mouth during SummerSlam and said, man, I wonder what would happen if John Cena fought Roman Reigns. What do you think would happen, Chris? Well, now you know.
Yeah, and then the third story of the originals was about Moby Pig, where it was, again, like the whole Moby Dick thing, but it was actually the pigs, actually, which was kind of funny. And then the last one was about the art appreciation. It was just an honorable mention read, if you like, you know, all that stuff. Now, here's something else. Red Sonja issue number 8. This issue was really awesome.
I like the cover. I really like the cover.
Yes, actually. We finally find out where Max was. It wasn't Michael. It was actually Max. We find out where Max is and where he's trying to do is that he's trying to make a trip to Maru because the 2 ladies that he's with wants to take a trip there, whereas Red Sonja and her friends are trying to find where Max is from the phone signal because they need to get to Stanford University. But what they don't know is that Red Sonja is wanted criminal from the agents, and they know that she's not alone. So after when they got out of jail, after this whole breakout happened, they're going, I guess, to Mexico where they have to go. And I wasn't trying to rhyme there. I'm serious.
Let's go to Mexico.
So, jalapenos from Mexico. But yeah. Anyway. So going into the physicals now, this is why I review on Comic Frontline. Exo Manowar issue number 6. This is where things get really...
Ooh.
What, Eternity?
I'm just going to show the advertisement for another book that looks interesting in the back.
They actually show a preview in this book, actually. But long story short, it was just really about Arak, who doesn't have really much trust about the Emperor or the General. So we have... So we have people who attack him, and I gotta admit, the artwork in this book, I mean, look at this artwork. It is phenomenal. I really love the artwork in this book. And... it shows about how who was it? They had orders from the general to attack Arak. We find out the general's thoughts about Arak. Doesn't get much of a happy ending, and now that they're being invaded, I think that's the new suit that we got for Arak. And the next story arc has the Emperor storyline, or story arc, I should say. Pretty interesting stuff in here. I really gotta admit, they really did great. If that's his costume, hey, I'm not gonna be complaining that he doesn't have a mask. Keep it. It's something we need to see. Here you go.
TMNT Dimension X issue number 4. Still did not get my physical copy of issue 3. I'm gonna probably end up getting it from what do you call it? Midtown. I enjoyed this issue. The guy on the bottom of the ring right here is the main character of this book. His name is Ace. He actually led the neutrinos against Krang and helped them kind of win, well, kind of win their war. So they're on this dark planet. It's kind of like Las Vegas meets the dark side from Star Wars, the dark Cantina planet. And
why are you making that comparison of going there?
Because there's all assassins and stuff there, and he apparently stopped this big crime boss from getting these weapons off the planet, so now he's a wanted man on that planet. You got the assassin who comes in to try to kill Ace as well, and what happens is, of course, you know, the turtles jump in, they save the day, they make a new friend, and on they go to the next issue. I'm enjoying this as a weekly series. Next issue, of course, is the last issue, but I'm enjoying this as a weekly series. I'm probably going to end up, I'm not waiting for DCBS, I'll probably end up getting issue 3 from Midtown, and then maybe we'll do a giveaway if I ever do get my copy from DCBS. Big 2 times. So here we go. Batman Beyond issue number 11. I enjoyed this issue so much. Not even funny. So Damian is fighting with, oh God, Terry. We believe Terry ends up killing Goliath, or I believe that's his name, Goliath. I forgot his name now. But anyway, Damian and Terry are fighting. Terry's fighting the AI in the suit that's forcing him to keep moving. Bruce is kind of caught in the middle with this other big guy who doesn't even give a crap about Damian, who is the leader of the assassins. He just wants to destroy the world because his life was destroyed or whatever. So Damian ends up kind of, man, 23 books last week. Damn, I think I got 3. Wow. And Damian ends up kind of, he's slighted. We know that he's a slighted boy. So Bruce, he sees that his father's in trouble. He ends up saving Bruce. Terry ends up fighting the AI, breaking the control of the AI, which we all knew he would do. And we find out that Damian broke the control of the AI as well. I'm trying to remember. The guy sends the missiles off. Terry stops the missiles, of course, and everybody lives happily ever after. However, Terry's going to have to learn how to control that suit, or I believe there's rumors that there's going to be a new suit coming. I enjoyed the issue. I like the ending where it's open for Damian to possibly come back, and as he is an Al Ghul right now, or leading the League of Assassins, it doesn't mean he's going to stay he's not a bad guy anymore, basically. He is on Bruce's side, and you see that in the end, everything kind of fixes itself a bit, which I like, especially if this is the future possible for the DC Universe. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really nice issue. I'm enjoying Batman Beyond.
Oh, there's Mike. Hey, Mike. I've been here from the beginning. Hi.
Hi. Weapon X, 7. Issue number 7.
Don't do that. I will tell you. Yes. Issue number 7.
So basically, we're continuing forward in the next arc, but this time, Totally Awesome Hulk Amadeus Cho is gone. He's gone off to do his own thing. So they're chasing after the dude who we find out his name is Clay. He can chill. He's basically like the Hulk. He can become human, and then under duress, he becomes Weapon H, which is a mixture of the Hulk, Wolverine, and all of the other Weapon X people that were abducted, and their DNA was put into this dude's head. So anyway, this guy gets attacked. The book is actually cut into 2 parts. You got Weapon X trying to find Weapon H. You got Stryker and the Doctor trying to find Weapon H to fix the flaws, because apparently he has flaws. And then you've got Weapon X finding Weapon H, and he hulked out in the beginning once. We didn't get to see him in his hulked out form, and then Weapon X finds him, and they're like, dude, we got to talk. And then you see him hulk out again to be continued. I guess Weapon H, Totally Awesome Hulk 22 is a new, yeah, Totally Awesome Hulk is going into a new arc completely. I think that's what you mean anyway. I apologize, Adam, if I'm... But yeah, Totally Awesome Hulk's going into its own thing again. So if you like Totally Awesome Hulk not connected to Weapon X, you'll be happy. Who would have thought that Totally Awesome Hulk book would be popular? You're telling me, right? I'm excited for... oh, dear Christ, I am not even going to try to say that. But that's a nice...
Varian.
Yeah, basically. But I really like this. We get a little bit in the mind of the person who is Weapon H, and we find out that he might actually be a really bad person, but he doesn't remember that he was a bad person, or he's getting his memories back kind of, little bits at a time. So I'm interested to see where this arc goes. This whole arc will not be ending until, I believe, November. But I think we only get 1 Weapon X book a month, so figure 3 more parts.
Reminds me, I need to send Mike that new... I found out about Destiny 2. he's more of Destiny 2 or something.
Right.
I don't know.
The
Oh my
physicals.
God. I don't even want to show the artwork in this book.
So don't.
Edge of Venomverse, issue number 5. It is the most disgusting book I read. And it has Deadpool, who turns out to be a symbiote, and everyone says the worm that tries to get him, like, that's why he gets a symbiote. He's like, join us and everything. And of course he says no. There are so many. This book is very graphic. I seriously almost vomited after reading this book. It was
I don't know if I can.
Completely disgusting. And now it's going into Venomverse something of issue number 1. And in the end, look at the end.
Let me show you this one. At least.
Yeah, look at the end of who he's going to team up with. I want Chris to see this.
Yeah, Captain America.
Yeah, And look, to be continued in Venomverse, not reading that. Not reading that. No, I am not reading those war stories. Absolutely not. It was disgusting. I completely...
Well, see, this is why I didn't get Venomverse physically.
No,
and I chose Batman Metal over it.
So that is one of my worst books. Disgusting. No. Not my cup of tea.
Let's combine characters. That's the new twist for Marvel, right? All right, so Scarlet Spider issue 6. You thought the fight between Ben Reilly and Kane was over? No, the fight's not over.
Oh my God, it's still going on?
So this redhead girl shows up out of nowhere. You got these two guys that are killing people because they enjoy killing people. Believe me when I say it, that's the plot. They love killing people. Kane is sticking around waiting to see what happens with the little girl. Things go south for the little girl, and guess what? The fight that just ended in the last issue now starts up again in this issue. And of course, you got Ben who jumps in to try to stop the guys that are killing everybody just for fun. He ends up wanting to kill the dude, and then he realizes he's pushing himself too far. The fight with Kane happens. The redhead girl shows up again because she's the one that kind of gave him the info that this was going on.
Turn for Scarlet Spider?
No. She's the one that gave him the info about what happened with these two dudes that are just killing for kicks. He stopped them, and then the girl showed up again, and she's like, I need you for something, to be continued. No matter how bad the art, I'm a sucker and have picked up the Venom. And
all right.
Understood, man. Look, not bad if you do.
We all have rights to an opinion.
I'm not physically picking up Venomverse. If it's anything like the connecting, like the pre-Venomverse,
I would, but after reading that, I don't think so.
We're getting Metal. That's what we had to pick, Metal or Venomverse, and I picked Metal because there was a good deal for the bundle.
And there are other tie-ins too that are going to be happening.
Right, like Flash. Flash is going to be a tie-in in I think October. November is going to be Justice League. These are books I normally don't get that I have to add to our pull list for 1 month. It's a lot.
And Teen Titans also.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's an actual story arc combining.
I'm just saying it's going to be soon for that.
Tune in tomorrow for Comic Frontline to see where the book fell in Mike's top 5. Exactly. Thank you, Alan, for that.
Wait.
Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, issue number 3. So, Spider-Man's date didn't go so well. He comes back to find out that his sister is being babysat by Karnak. And he tells the sister that he found out it's Kingpin. Of course, this is all going back to family values. She wants to go in whether, Pete wants it to or not. She gets suited up as Pete calls her, Good Punisher. And this guy ends up snapping a picture of them on the roof. They fight Kingpin. Things go a bit south for them with Kingpin because they find the Thinker. Oh, not the Thinker, the Tinkerer, I believe. Yeah, the Tinkerer, I was right. Mm-hmm. And then there's some stuff going on with J. Jonah Jameson in the background, and this is going to play into stuff that happens in Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, after this story arc. I think J. Jonah Jameson's trying to bring his credibility back with Spider-Man. Interesting stuff. Again, I don't know. I just feel like with me and Spider-Man, maybe I need a break from Spider-Man. I'm really starting to debate it in my head because, I mean, I like Peter Parker Spider-Man. I'm enjoying Scarlet Spider. I don't read Spider-Man. I'm dropping Amazing Spider-Man physically. The Tinkerer. The Tinkerer. X-Men Gold issue number 10. I enjoyed this issue, but this issue
Omega Red?
Yes, it is Omega Red. This issue is mostly a setup. You see the X-Men having a good time. Pete gets a call from his long-lost uncle, who he doesn't believe is his uncle at first, who warns him that Omega Red's alive. But he isn't going to stay alive unless he sucks the life out of other people. So it's up to the X-Men to find Omega Red and stop him. They get jumped. And Magic gets taken hostage. To be continued. That's everything that happened in this book in a nutshell. Of course, you get a little bit more about Kitty Pryde and Pete, Colossus. Of course, Colossus still can't go steal, but I got to tell you guys, I'm enjoying it. It's a setup, though. This definitely feels like a setup for what's coming next. We get to see Omega Red for a bit. Obviously, he can't stay alive forever, though, so what he does in his time, we'll find out.
All right, and the book that I reviewed for Comic Frontline, The Punisher, issue number 15. Really loving these one story arc comics in this one.
Well, of course, who doesn't like a one-part story arc?
Oh, yeah. But it's basically this dude who reminds me of the Hamburglar, only in the adult form, who is causing mayhem by pushing people on train tracks. The Punisher hears about it, goes after him on the train. Like the artwork, by the way, in this book. And he sets out to go, you know, punish that, because, you know, that's what he does. He punishes things. As he got away, gets a help by some guy named Toothless Ruthless Ryan, who helps him out. And that's what I liked about the book, you know, because the Punisher really doesn't team up with many people. So I liked how somebody actually helped him. And in the end, when he helps out getting the guy, when the Punisher pushes him on the tracks, in the end, he turns out to be a hero on the news.
He's a hero!
To be, yeah, and that's the end for that. So this was my book of the week, definitely. Really loved this story. I mean, it was...
Gee, Mike, what's your number one pick of the week?
Well, you got to tune in for tomorrow, you know? Just got to see.
Got to know if you guys both went to the same comic book. Oh, wait. If you guys both want the same comic in your collection, how does that work? Buy two copies. We always buy 2 copies.
Battle Royal Deathmatch?
No. We usually buy 2 copies. When we go looking for older comics, then it's kind of like that battle royale of, well, do you want it or do I want it more? But no, when it comes to newer comics, like, for example, Generations, Thor, and Mighty Thor, if, let's say, I like it and Michael likes it, we'll get 2 copies. That's just the way it goes. But, like, the Punisher, I don't like the Punisher. He keeps the Punisher. Red Hood and the Outlaws, he kept the first volume. I'm keeping the second because I like Bizarro and I'm reading it off reviews. What other books do you keep? Mike kept all of the... Mike's holding on to the Hellblazer. He's holding on to all of... But you're also holding on to all of our Zenoscope books. Yeah. Mike has Zenoscope. He keeps all the Zenoscope books nice and tucked away tight in his collection. I keep, of course, all the Superman TMNT stuff. So it's kind of one of those where we have a relationship where whichever series we know we like the most, or whichever one of us can take care of a series, like we kept Zenoscope Special in a special box. We usually do it that way. Wow. Okay. So, Thor's. I enjoyed this book. I think Generations is definitely getting stronger as we move forward.
I don't know what the title is. This is the Mighty Thor or the
Mighty Thor.
Okay.
I fixed it in the description. Don't worry. I don't know. You know, the strongest issue so far was still Wolverine. Hands down, Wolverine was the strongest still, even after reading this. What this book gave me was, well, first it sends Jane into the past, of course, where you see Thor working with some Vikings to fight Apocalypse, because you see Apocalypse in the title. I loved this book. Justin, I'm sure you're glad to hear this. I can't wait for Thor 700 because I think Thor is coming back to my physical pile. Sounds like you have a good system. Still would have gone Deathmatch. No Deathmatch.
And yes, Alan, ears and eyes open. I would really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes. But I enjoyed it. This book, honestly, it made me realize. There was one scene where Thor says for Asgard, and you got Jane who says for Asgardia, and he's like, what the hell are you talking about? She's like, don't worry about it now, fight. And I liked it, and it gives Thor that hope that one day he will lift the hammer. Jane makes the decision that, okay, I can't be Thor anymore. I decided that, what makes Thor, what makes Thor Thor is his humanity, or the way he is with humans. So she kind of makes the decision that she's not going to be Thor anymore, and she's going to stay human, which means she's going to die, which Jay told me last night when we were doing Zone 4. She's basically agreeing that, okay, I was Thor for a time. I'm going to fix that. I don't like that to switch it there. I'm going to die. So I'm gonna stop being Thor. I'm gonna die. Then you get a little teaser with Odin's son, with Allfather and Phoenix. This is teasing what do you call it? Marvel Legacy one shot. The one thing this book made me realize is how much I miss Thor, but I like the message it gave us in this book because it gives us hope for Thor to come back. Because Jane makes the discovery that what makes Thor worthy is not the fact that he's a god, not the fact that he's Allfather's son, is the fact that his humanity and his connection to the humans and what made him Thor is what made him worthy. And I'm hoping that that's the journey we're going to get. All right, take care, Joey. I'm hoping that that's the journey we're going to get when we get to Thor 700, where Jane puts the hammer down and you have Odin's son, who hopefully will be going back into the role as Thor. I think so, but I'm biased. So the Generations Thor is worth it. Oh, I think so, and I'm not biased like Justin. I'm not, Thor head. Like I don't love Thor. I mean, I'll buy it, I'll read it, but I would definitely say so far the only book in Generations, and this is in my humble opinion, and I'll call garbage from Marvel. Amazing Spider-Man. I don't know how I feel about any Spider book at this point, any Avenger book. I'm not reading it right now for that reason. But Generations, other than the Hulk book, which was the first one, Generations has been a pretty strong mini. I truly feel that it's been a pretty strong mini.
All right.
All in all. So I would definitely say try it out. I would definitely say give it a shot. Read it in your local comic shop if you can, Adam. It's really, I liked it. And I'm not a Thor reader. I don't read, like, I'm reading Mighty Thor. I'm way behind, and I'm gonna have to catch up before 700 hits. But I'm pro Odin's son Thor. I did not like that they wanted to completely diversify everything in Marvel like overnight, and then now they want to bring back the legacies a bit. Well, if you're gonna bring back the legacies, the first thing you got to do is make Odin's son realize he's still worthy and give him back his freaking hammer. So Secret Empire issue 9. Bucky's alive, as everybody knows. And this entire book is about Kubik making Steve realize after she took him or changed him, she kept his memory in her mind. So Steve's like, oh, well, you could send me back. You could fix everything. I'm definitely pro-original character. Same here. I'm pro-original characters too. I'd rather they make a new character, kind of like, see, Carol went from being Miss Marvel to Captain Marvel, which opened up the Miss Marvel slot. And we got Miss Marvel. When you take Bruce Banner and you had Amadeus Cho suck the radiation out of him and basically become the next Hulk, that's where things got a little screwy. Oh, I know he'll get it back soon. Or if you say, Nick Fury says, all gods aren't worthy. Yeah, then there's something wrong with that. But I'm glad that they're fixing it. So Steve's going off the deep end fast. You've got this war going on, and finally, actually, the good guys are winning the war, by the way, just an FYI. There was a funny moment in here with Taskmaster, and I don't even know who this other character is. I don't know who he's even with. I think it's one of Ant-Man's villains. And they released the champions, and they're like, okay, we're going to release you, but dude, when you see the Avengers, tell them we were good to you, yada, yada, yada. It was hilarious. And then, of course, Thor changes sides, and he's like, you know what? No more. I'm done. So I'm glad that's a step in the right direction right there for Thor. So Bucky ends up saving Black Panther. Sharon ends up breaking free from Hydra and taking everything down. So basically, they're winning until Steve gets all the fragment pieces from the Cosmic Cube. And now all they have left is a Cosmic Cube fueled Captain America. And you've got the real Cap, the actual Steve Rogers, stuck in Kubik's mind, but she's too afraid to let him loose because she's afraid of him. Who's him? Probably the dark version of Steve Rogers. But I'm hoping that issue 10, which is coming out this Wednesday, and I am at the edge of my seat. Thor didn't do it before because Steve promised to cure oh my God, why? The person who's playing Thor now, Jane. He promised he'd cure Jane from her cancer if he worked for him. And then he found out that he was lying, so now Thor turned on him. So I I'm enjoying Secret Empire. I'm going to be at the edge of my seat for the next 2 days. There's 2 more days until it's released. That's going to be one of the first books I read because I need to know how this is going to end. But then we still have Secret Empire. Will you stop that? Justin, you said it. You said it. Jay mentioned it. I understand, but Omega is the aftermath. Issue 10 is the end. That's the end of the event. Omega is the after effect. I understand we have another book to go, but we will get a ending to the arc with issue 10. Then the Omega. I'm getting Omega too, but it will be over by 10. Give me this moment. It's been a long, hard freaking road with Secret Empire. The series I was not going to pick up. The mini I was going to the event I was going to let slide away. And then have another 18 months of nice, no event Marvel. And there's no promise I was going to get the next event Marvel dropped 18 months from now. But still, there wouldn't have been an event at least. Gotta be honest. I've just been getting Secret Empire for Hydra Hero covers. Oh, they're nice covers, though. I will say that. Don't say that! Don't say they're going to extend it to 12 issues. I don't even want to think about that. I'll kill you, Jesse. Omega's in 5 parts now. I will take all of you on the show, and I will Steve Rogers all of you.
Hail Hydra.
I will.
Hail Hydra.
Don't even joke. Please. Dear God. Enough is enough. They extended it 2 issues, I believe. Then they added the Omega. I think we're done. I think after issue 11, Omega, which is issue 12, we're done. Plus, there was the free comic book day issue.
Wait, I have no faith in WWE. Uh-oh, what happened?
Alan, if you want to tell us, you can in the comments. Batman Shadow. Let's get into something really good. Issue 5. Batman is dying after being stabbed by the Stag. But there's hope for him if they get to Shambhala. And that's exactly where Batman and Shadow are going, because basically the Shadow thinks that the Stag is going to go to Shambhala to steal from Shambhala. And of course he has, oh God, what are their names? I forgot their names. He kept the 2 people, Margot and I forgot the guy, Vincent. So Batman and the Shadow end up saving them. And unfortunately Stag ends up stealing away and getting it. Also, there's an advertisement. The next Batman Shadow series is coming, and it's coming quick, and it'll be in, it says October, but I did not see it in October.
Sasha lost the title again.
Of course.
Oh
well. So we find out that the Stag wasn't trying to get into Shambhala to steal from it. He went into Shambhala to destroy it. To be continued. Will Batman be cured? Will Shambhala ever recover? But still, excellent issue. Love the artwork. Each letter of Omega gets its own issue. That makes fun. No. If they did that, I wouldn't buy it. Plain and simple. So now, I don't know how to feel about this. Now, my Nightwing fans out there, or the people that bought this book, you guys in the comments will have to let me know if you've read it yet. If you haven't, then that's cool. I understand. But I don't know how I feel about this book. Nightwing, The New Order, Part 1. Basically, Nightwing destroyed or killed the Justice League, or anyone who had superpowers. And it jumps 10 years into the future. Nightwing has a son. He's leading a task force that fights against anybody, hero or villain, that is not on inhibitor medicine to stop them from using their superpowers. So basically, anywhere in the United States, humans are humans, period. And if you have special abilities, special powers, you have to be on these inhibitors, or else you go to jail. And what happened is, some people can't be on the inhibitors. It doesn't work for the people who are, who can't be on the inhibitors. Artwork's okay. I like the artwork. Obviously, Dick is older, so we see him. I want to try to get a good picture of his face. He has a son. His name is Jake. Bruce is dead, apparently, for some reason. He hints to what happened in the past with Alfred about the death of Batman and the end of the Justice League. And then the big twist of fate in the end is we find out that Dick's son's mother apparently was a superhero because Dick's son starts to develop superpowers. So now apparently he's going to have to go on that inhibitor medicine. Or will Dick's opinion of the inhibitor medicine change? I don't know how I feel about this series yet, but I don't know. Did anybody else read this? Because I don't know how I feel about it. So, I don't know. I think about it, it's like I'm getting the next couple of issues anyway, so it doesn't matter. But at the same time, I don't know how I feel about the night. I was expecting a little bit more from the Nightwing mini. We also know there's a him out there somewhere, which we find out is Wally West. So Wally still has his abilities. Again, I don't know how I feel. I truly don't know how I feel about this mini yet. I might drop it. I might not. I might move it to digital. I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air. I didn't read it. So I don't know. There's a lot of Batman minis coming out. I'm trying the first couple of issues, and then I'm determining there's White Knight coming out in October. There's... Oh, what else is coming out in October? White Knight. There's a reality Batman mini coming out. There's a lot of stuff coming out for Batman, and I don't think I could keep up with it. I read it, didn't really like it, but might be a good read in trade later. That's what I'm thinking too, Justin. But I'm getting the first 3 issues, which means I'm halfway through, so why bother stopping? I have half the trade already. Just finished the trade off. Are you doing all the one-shots? Yes. All the one-shots. I'm getting Flash 33, the Justice League, because it all connects to Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. I'm getting basically everything in metal, after all. And Mike's reading Teen Titans and Green Arrow. Basically all the books that are in metal we're going to be reading, yeah. Right. We got a good deal from DCBS on the one-shot, so yes, I'll be reading it.
Now, I did review this on Comic Frontline. I'm getting high concerns about this, but that'll be the Hellblazer, the Inspiration Game Part 1. This one, I felt like I was reading a story. And this was a very boring story. And I knew from the last issue when they were going to go into something new, when John Constantine was going to London, I believe, I knew something was going to happen, and that was probably going to go downhill. I didn't want to believe it, and sure enough, it did. I mean, artwork is pretty okay in this comic book. And all it talks about is this character, Martin German, who is like a spirit hunter and stuff like that. And he was to be investigated and stuff like that. And it's just him going back, John Constantine going back and forth, talking to the inspector and whatnot. And he doesn't want her to get involved in this because he shows her a video about why she shouldn't get involved, because for this other guy it ended in pure violence of how that happened. And then he gets the whole thing of this one. I was like, what? But that was because of the spirit to drag him out and stuff like that. And after just reading all this, dear Lord.
Adam says he dropped Hellblazer after issue 5.
I think if the next issue is going... See, I'm a guy who likes to give comic books one more chance. But I'm telling you, if the next one gives me another strike of saying no, then me and Hellblazer are going separate ways. Because that... worse this week. Another worse book. Just can't.
Yeah, more of a DC
be really hard to choose.
Yeah, believe me, Adam, same thing. Marvel brings out hundreds of books. I read a handful, and then the rest is all. We're doing all DC. The rest of these books are all DC. There's 3 more after this, and this one is Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps 27. So apparently, why did the place leave me? The Guardians are the new gods are being attacked by these Titans, they're called, I believe. Well, Constantine is still connected with Vertigo, I'm sure. So I didn't like the artwork in this for Kyle. I didn't like a few points in the art. So I will say that kind of took me out of the book a little bit. So in order to keep this Titan from attacking, Orion has to die. So what they do is they end up pulling his heart out and sticking a machine in to keep his blood circulating so he's alive, but not alive. And they take him to Mogo, where basically a dude who can go into the head of Orion basically says, well, apparently these golems have attacked. Oh God, why can't I remember where the new gods are? But anyway, they were programmed to destroy the new gods, and now they need the help of the Green Lantern Corps. John kind of wavers about helping because he remembers what happened last time. But Hal gives a very sinister, this looks like a very sinister smile, in my opinion. I was like, wow, is that Hal or like the old Parallax smile? But basically, it's all, they have to go find Wave Rider and then get to, where was it? For someone who hasn't been reading, would you recommend Hal Jordan or Green Lantern Corps? Green Lanterns. It's Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, which is this one, or Green Lanterns. Yes, you can read one without the other. This book is about Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps in space. Kyle Rayner's in it. John Stewart's the leader of the Lanterns, and you got Guy Gardner. Green Lanterns is Jessica Cruz and Simon Boz. That's their book, The New Green Lanterns, and it's all about their adventures. So if you'd like a classic feeling Green Lantern book, pick up Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. If you want to read more about Simon and Jessica, pick up Green Lanterns. There hasn't been a crossover yet. I'm sure there will be one day. Not today. Not yet. Not to date yet. Hal is not evil, Tabia. No, Hal is not evil.
Teen Titans issue number 11, Blood of the Manta. And speaking of Manta, Black Manta and Injustice 2. And we all said that he wasn't going to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, going into this book. So it's really...
Start from the beginning. Adam, start from issue 1. Trust me. Start from the beginning. Trade paperback it if you have to. You'll understand.
Yeah. So this one is about Aqualad trying to find out about his father, Black Manta, who saves him and whatnot. Meanwhile, the Teen Titans are looking to find out where he is. Artworks, classically drawn Teen Titans still, I would say so.
Mm-hmm.
And the more things that Aqualad finds out about his father, the more of a hate he has for him, because Black Manta wanted to be empowering from this place to basically change everything in his path. And he tries to have his son join him. But after all that, what's been going on, he just says no because, you know, the Teen Titans really want him to join them and everything. And he just takes out Black Manta. Like, he has like this power that he didn't think he had. And the ring that he took from Black Manta was something that he needed to keep away from him. And then they welcome him into the group. And it looks like somebody has eyes set on, I guess, Beast Boy or Black or Aqualad. And this continues next. Metal. The Gotham Resistance starts in Teen Titans issue number 12. Then issue 13, The Return of Kid Flash. So it was a really good book, though. I will say that much for that. But poor Black Manta, one issue, long gone. That's it. But he's going to come back probably.
All right, we got the 2 books left from DC that are in 900. Detective Comics 963. Batman and the Doctor who's in the monster part or monster
Why do you think
City?
of SpongeBob when you hear Manta?
I don't know. But in Monster Town, they're pushing Clayface to his limits to see if they can finally cure him. We get a nice little Tim and Tim and Jessica moment at the beginning. Stephanie, why did I say Jessica? Tim and Stephanie moment at the beginning, which kind of leads into her working with Anarchy. And they get attacked. You got Clayface, like I said, they're dealing with that. Batman finds out that Spoiler was spotted with Anarchy. So he kind of shadows them. Anarchy finally says, you know what? I'm gonna reveal to you the truth finally of what I'm doing. And she says, well, you know, you're called Anarchy. That's, you know, chaos, yada yada. He's like, that is so a comic book villain. That was fun. I love when comics reference comics. It's like, that's such a comic villain idea. That's not what I am. And then he reveals what he's doing or why he's doing what he's doing. And we see this like underground facility. But what Anarchy wants with the stuff that he has Stephanie stealing, we don't know.
I don't know what that picture is.
So I'm enjoying. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens.
Send me,
Batman.
I'm sorry. Send it to me on Messenger, Alan.
Because Batman's tailing them, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens when Batman makes his presence known. And finally, Action Comics 986. This is the Segway issue. Anarchy was always nuts. He's up to something. Of course he is. Action Comics 986. This is the Segway issue, like I was saying. It's a two-parter. It has the guy from New 52 Superman's time. He's taken over Lex Luthor, and now Superman has to fight Lex in order to get him to come back to his senses. But the more Lex uses his suit, the more he becomes Darkseid, because it's apocalypse technology. So you get to see him starting to turn into Darkseid. And I wonder if in the future this Lex is somehow going to become,
because of Man Ray.
You wonder if this man is if this Lex is one day going to actually become the new Darkseid, because Darkseid's dead. The original Darkseid is dead. So I'm kind of questioning that, and maybe the older version, the eviler version of Lex creeps in. But Superman gets into Lex's mind enough. Just added action. Not a huge Superman guy, but figured I'd get on the run to 1,000. Hell yeah, you will like it, Adam. I think Action is the strongest Superman book. So Lex is able to push himself hard enough to destroy the chip that's controlling his mind. He puts his faith into Superman. Superman saves him. Superman saves the day in general. And Lex gets a visit. I like this moment. I don't know why, but I don't know. It reminds me like when Smallville, when Lex was a good guy. It's like I can't see Lex being evil. This is kind of the Superman I was envisioning back then. It's weird seeing Superman and Lex kind of working together, but at the same time, it's really cool. I like it. But I don't know. I'm digging it. And then Lex finds out that one of the dudes that was working for I forgot what his name was, had the OZ tattooed on his arm. And that's when he gets confronted with Mr. Oz, who gives him a very, very heartbreaking message. And I think Lex finally figures out who Oz is. I don't know how, but he does. And it says, the next issue, Mr. Oz's true identity is revealed. So I'm looking forward to seeing Mr. Oz's identity revealed, because it's been a mystery that's been around since Rebirth. So I'm looking forward to seeing the Oz effect starts in the next issue, and that's why Action Comics is going to be huge when we move into the next issue. I'm getting all the lenticular covers for the Oz effect. It looks amazing. I'm super excited for that. It's not Jor-El. I do not think it's Jor-El. But he did show he has powers, because we got to see him using laser vision. We got to see blue eyes. I don't know. Could it be a Superman from another time? Could it be Superboy? I swear to God. If it's Superboy Prime, if somehow Oz is Superboy Prime and not Ozymandias, I'm punching somebody. Because that boy never dies. Every time they get rid of Superman Prime, they find a way to bring him back.
Well, that might be the answer you're looking for. Where's Superboy?
Adam,
wait, didn't you say Superboy was coming back?
We don't know yet. But I wouldn't be surprised, Adam, if they did do a lot of variants for Action 1000. I'm debating how many I'm going to get, but I will tell you now, I don't care how many variants they make. If they're cover price, awesome. Anything that goes beyond $5, have fun. I'm not wasting it.
I don't think you should make any more predictions, because I think Chris is then going to really get you one.
No, don't make any predictions, Alan. But anyway, that's it for this week's Dark Avenger comic book review. Yep. Look forward to, as Alan said before, look forward to Frontline Live tomorrow night over on Comic Frontline, where we'll be talking about some comics, movies, TV news. We'll be talking about our top fives, our least favorite books. I am mentioning that. Oh. And don't forget, we have a contest going on Comic Frontline right now. It's ending tomorrow. You guys, it's up to you to pick a quote to define your idea of Comic Frontline. The winner will be getting a digital copy of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Just came out last Tuesday. The winner will be getting a free copy. So if you do not have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, if you didn't have the ability to get the DVD, this is your chance to get the movie and add it to your digital collection, and you can watch it. You can enjoy it. It's yours forever, or until the internet crashes, burns, and Skynet takes over forever, and we all die in a fiery pit of hell. So speaking of lenticular, how do you feel about so many shops giving Marvel the finger and just saying no to ordering enough for the lenticular? I'm glad. I got my lenticular covers from DCBS. Oh, no, I'm sorry, from Midtown, which we all know they're going to order enough. I pre-ordered it. The only way I won't get it is if they say my pre-order's canceled. I have not gotten a cancellation yet, so I'm guessing I'm getting the lenticular covers because you know Midtown's not going to give Marvel the middle finger. But I definitely agree with other comic shops that I don't think they should have to buy so many copies of those issues to get a lenticular cover, let alone, you know what I mean? So I will be getting them from Midtown unless I hear otherwise. I do not want the regular covers. If they offer me the regular covers, I'm going to say no. Although I didn't buy those issues that we get. I don't know, half and half. I probably wouldn't get the ones I normally don't get. But anyway, also, I have a Twitch. I game nightly. I try to do at least an hour a night. I'm just having some fun. I play games every night, you know, for my own personal recreation. But I like sharing it now with you guys. So if you did not follow me on Twitch yet, I'm trying to get to that 50 followers mark. I'm at 45. I only need 5 more people to reach 50 followers. If you can, twitch.tv/DarkAvengerC86. I also have a Discord, which Justin is a part of. I know that. Jesse does not have a Discord. I know that. You guys got to get Discord. It's fun. I believe I will start working on making a comic-specific chat for everybody in the comic community. If you guys come on, right now it's games. It's a general chat more than anything else. But I know Justin's there. I know my friend Alens, who was at the beginning of the live show. He likes talking comics. I will set up I actually do have a comics text channel set up. We'll start talking comics in there. If you guys want, you can find my Discord through Twitch. I will also be adding a link to my channel. I keep forgetting to do that. I will be adding a link on my YouTube channel for my Discord if you guys would like to join. I know Tevi is also a part of the Discord, and Alan's a part of the Discord. He's actually one of the mods on the Discord. Justin's one of the mods on the Discord as well. So that's about it. I'm done talking about everything I'm doing. We got a lot of stuff. The hauls should be back starting next week. I have a couple of old books I got this week. I got a trade this week. I got the DVD, which you guys now know about, but I'll still throw it in the next haul. And I got the next issue of Heathen, but I still have to catch up reading the trade before I can read Heathen issue 5. But I did get Heathen. That'll be in next week's haul probably as well. I'll make one soon. Awesome. Yes, get Discorded. Exactly. And then you know what? Jesse, reach out to Justin. Justin's a mod. He can invite you to my Discord. And Justin, invite Jesse to the Discord when he has Discord. And Jesse, you're on the Discord. You'll be on there easily. There you go. Alan left an invite for everybody if you would like to join the Discord. Till next time, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night on Frontline. And then don't forget also, Friday, Dark Avenger Live. We can talk about anything because that's what Dark Avenger Live is all about. Take care. Keep reading, keep collecting, and we will see you guys really soon in the next video. And if you're watching this post live, let us know in the comments below. What did you think about this week's books? Likes, dislikes, agree, disagree. We want to hear from you. Yep. Till then, later.